The title of this book is Essay on Fingering the Violoncello and on the Conduct of the Bow, dedicated to professors of the instrument, the cello, by Jean-Louis Duport. So this book was published in 1806 and it has 176 pages or 179 pages. So here's chapter 2. So we'll start from chapter 2, manner of holding the violoncello. We have to remember that in the old time, the cello didn't have the prop or end pin, so they were sitting like this, holding with two legs. So, but still there is one point which we should consider, and that's the thing I want to talk about today, is to sit at the edge of the chair. So the manner of holding the violoncello between the legs varies greatly according to the habits and different stature of persons. A man may play very well, although holding his instrument somewhat higher or lower than ordinary. The following method is the most usual and is perhaps the best. The player must first sit himself on the forepart of the chair. This is important. On the forepart of the chair. So you don't sit like this comfortably, but you sit at the edge of the chair. Maybe I should. So edge of the chair like this. So your balance point shifts forward. So at least you make yourself so that your upper body leans forward more naturally. So even with an end pin pulled out like this, you sit, and then you feel like your body leans forward very easily. So we can lean against the cello, and then instead of sitting a little back, then it feels a little loose. So cello is not supported by your upper body. Therefore it loses its tightness a little bit. So when the cello is supported, it makes more projecting sound, whereas if you lean back, then it's more comfortable and loose. So here we can get the idea of what kind of sound, tonal quality the 19th or 18th century musicians were looking for. You'll get that idea, a lot of that, in just by reading this essay alone. And there are, of course, tons of other method books written for cello before this and after this. But I think this is a really good starting point. It's still very relevant to modern day cello playing. The books written before this were, I read a few of it and was not very relatable, but this one is very helpful. So yeah, so make sure you sit at the edge of the chair. As it says, you sit yourself on the forepart of the chair. So again, the idea is to shift your balance point forward, so it becomes easy for you to lean forward. You should feel natural, easy to lean forward. Okay, if you sit back a little bit like this much, it still is not as easy. Your body will just keep neutral. But then if you sit a little bit more forward, then it's much easier to lean forward, which I think helps to support cello than this. See, then I don't feel connected to cello. So I sit a little bit forward, then I feel more free. I feel my legs are more free, and I can lean forward and support the cello, and then the bow presses against me, and my body pushes forward against the bow pressure. So then the cello in between becomes like sandwich, pressed from both the body and the bow's pressure. So oops, something like that. I hope that was helpful. Thank you very much.